Willis, and I'm playing Odysseus. Right. Now, I'm not going to stand here and tell you all the reasons I'm freaking amazing, or my life story. You already know it. All of you guys are here because of me. Me. I could tell you that I care what people think about me, but then I would be lying. The truth is I did everything necessary to get back home. Whether it was sleeping around or telling people my life story, I did it. Now, if you haven't figured out who I am by now, then there's a door, and you should just walk out and leave. But if you're blind or crippled and can't walk, I'm Odysseus, king of Ithaca. Me and Calypso, we just had this thing. We will always have it, it just wasn't true love. The whole story with her and me is kind of a long one, but a short one at the same time, if that makes sense. It was 7 long years, nice years. It was a lot of sex. I enjoyed it very much. I mean, it's not like I was getting a lot of action for Penelope when I was back at home, so it was a nice change. I didn't mean to hurt her feelings when I left. I just had to get home to my family and to my kid. I mean, my son must have been like 50 by now. Well, maybe not 50, that's a bit of an exaggeration. More like 20. But still, that's too long to be trapped with some psycho trying to make me immortal. I mean, come on, just look at it through my eyes. I was just trying to get the hell out of there. And if anyone brings up that stuff about me crying, anyone, well, they can just meet the pointy end of my sword. Then let's see what they have to say about it. Well, nothing, because they'd be dead. So funny. And the way I just used Nausicaa, oh my gosh, it had me so dead. I mean, she was kind of pretty, but not as pretty as Penelope. I just used her for her parents' help. She's probably still feeling salty about that too. Line.
But I wasn't.
But I wasn't trying to be rude to her in my defense. I mean, I did tell her parents it was my idea to walk alone, even though it wasn't. So she should be thanking me if I'm being frank. I mean, she did get the pleasure of seeing me naked. Not everyone gets to see me naked. You know, everyone wants to see me naked. Now what really got me all the way fucked up is this thing with Poseidon. He was acting so petty, holding a grudge and everything. Like, hasn't he ever heard of forgive and forget? Or at least forget and forget. You feel me? Line.
I don't really care.
I don't really care if he forgives me or not, but the minute you holding a grudge against me makes my life harder, then we have a problem. Line.
So we all know.
So we all know Poseidon's story and all the shit he did to me just for blinding his son. I mean, the dude only had one big ass eye in the first place, so it was a kind of easy target if you ask me, but no one ever does. And my son, what to say about my son? He's an interesting man. If you ask me, he's just my peon, always doing what I do and copying off of me, like how he was trying to string my arrow. Not quite, little team. Line.
Once you've killed.
Once you've killed as many people I have, then maybe. It just comes naturally to me. It's light work. But all these people, the suitors, even my own goddamn son had to try so hard even to measure up to me. Line.
But I do.
But I do love my son, even though I haven't known him that long, so it's kind of awkward, but we'll get there. And those suitors, they just, oh my gosh, they just cannot take a hint, eating my food, hanging around my wife, and planning schemes to kill my child. I should have slit every single one of their throats the first time I laid eyes on them. I didn't. I showed a bit of self-control, but boy, let me tell you, every bone in my body was telling me to show no mercy. I did it. I just killed all of them. I just had a little fun with it. Slitting my arrows through their chest and watching them bleed out. It was like a game. Everyone blames me for everything. Everything is Odysseus' fault. He killed me this. He made my life harder. And honestly, I don't feel that I deserve all the blame for what I did. If it wasn't for Poseidon making my journey home 10 times more difficult than it needed to be, none of this ever would have happened. All these girls wouldn't have been crying over me because I wouldn't have met them in the first place. So if we were to agree to blame him for everything, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Well, at least not with me. Line?
You know what I think?
You know what I think? I think everyone else's lives is so boring. They just have to find someone to put their anger on. And I guess everyone chose me. I don't really know why. Something about all the people I've killed and the way I treat people. I don't really know, to be honest. But here's the thought, and I'd like you keep this in your brain. How about all you bitches stay out of my business and worry about yourself? As the king of kings, husband of Penelope, and noble father of Telemachus, you may clap for me now.